Hello, my name is Felicity Groom, and you are watching the AU Review.
You played a show closer to home last week, or over the weekend, I should say.
Yep.
How did that kind of set the ball rolling?
That was excellent. It was, so the bar is Mojo's, and it's part owned by one of the band members, so,
Right.
it's home. It's just, yeah.
You feel right at home with
Yeah.
it. Fantastic. And so tell us a little bit about what we can expect from the show in Sydney tonight. I guess it'll be our first taste of the latest material live, at least in Sydney.
I reckon I was trying to explain this before, like someone asked, what is the live set like? It's pretty dynamic. It's, it's as opposed to Gossamer, this is more synth based it's more beats driven and more synth based. So there's kind of like still kind of rhythmic and quite loud moments, and I don't mind a little bit of a dance, and it's
You never have.
no.
It's always been a good show, and so the sort of angle though that for the tour is that you've released the new single "Oh Jesus" from the record.
Yep.
So tell us a little bit about what's the process that goes. Okay, you've got this album. It's been out for 6-7 months, however long it's been. How do you decide what's going to be that single? Do you kind of already feel that that's the right place?
It's actually, that one was kind of a lot to do with Spinning Top. They just really liked that song. That was a song that was actually written for a play, and it got performed on stage for I think the play went for about 2 weeks, and then it got brought to the band, and Andrew Ryan added the bass line, and Kevin Parker was helping record it, and so he did some excellent little guitar stabby bits on it, and so it kind of became its own thing, and then got added to the album. And so that's kind of the way that kind of evolved, that song. Yeah.
And did Kevin work on the full record with you, or is it just
worked on
particular
little
songs?
bits and pieces? Yeah. So depending on when he was around and what. Yeah.
When he wasn't touring America.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Which he's been doing plenty of lately.
Yeah. Yeah. Gosh, some of particularly their early tour dates, they were brutal.
Yeah.
22 shows in 24 days or something like that kind of craziness. I've got 3 shows in 3 days.
That's crazy enough.
That's crazy enough.
Well, that's a similar hit rate,
Yeah. Yeah, true. It's got to be pretty hectic. So we go Sydney, and then Melbourne to Northcote Social Club, and then Brisbane to Heya, a new place. So
in between the time you released the album and now, you've been playing shows at home and all that, but how do you feel that the songs are translating live? That's obviously it's a different experience when you put the band on stage and to sitting in a studio.
Well, it has been a really fun experience, like translating the songs, because obviously these songs were kind of built in the studio as opposed to the last album, which I'd kind of built up with the band and then recorded. This one was definitely built up in the studio, and then so we have to kind of learn all the parts and do it all that way, which is hilarious when you're trying to learn your own songs. It's like a really funny thing to do. But
Bizarro cover band almost.
Yeah, it totally is. But then you're working out, how to replicate those sounds that you've got, and what is important in the recording, what you want to replicate live. Obviously, sometimes we can get live string players to play the string parts on the album, and sometimes they're not there. So so there's definitely different representations of the album live, but obviously more kind of ballistic because you're live. It's a live environment. You have a lot more fun.
That's exactly right. And ideally, how many musicians would you need on stage to really
replicate it?
To really replicate it.
Well, in actual fact, you could probably, to truly represent everything, you need a lot. But to
you need an Arcade Fire sort of experience.
Yeah, you would. Yeah. You'd actually need an Arcade Fire experience. But we're I've got this push Ableton push thing that's kind of crept into the set, and that's kind of helping me replicate a lot more of the sounds that are on their album. So that side of it's been fun, just kind of learning as I go for what I need to do.